Yo, so I just had to add this little pre-intro in before the video. I just got to the end and watched it, and when he goes through the Master Collector program, it's just so many gems in this video. This is arguably the best video that's been on this channel. So yeah, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe, and all of that. And yeah, enjoy the video. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be going over some huge updates when it comes down to Immutable. We get a little bit more information and clarifications when it comes from Dan. Shout out to Sparky for the amazing questions, and the women of VeVe, of course. In this one, Dan really is going to dive into like the process of how we're going to be moving over to Immutable, and he actually says we're on track to be done by the end of the month. Yeah, so we're gonna jump into that. I'm gonna let him do the rest of the talking. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And yeah, let's jump straight into it.
Well, as I always say, timelines are very, very up in the air when it comes to development, but everything is going very well. I think a lot of the production contracts have actually been deployed. And I believe this week we are starting to roll out the actual migration of all of the content. So I think I'm having a chat with Reese after this, and we're going to just work out a basic kind of plan, just so we can communicate that out to the audience. But really the process, there's a lot of different things that we need to migrate over, everything from the NFTs to the records to the users, to the Omi balances. So all of these things are going to happen in different steps, because this is a big migration for the company, and there's a lot of value that we're holding in terms of the NFTs and people's accounts. And for me, I'm never going to compromise either the quality or the security of rolling out a new feature, because I've got some Omi people in my ear saying, "Oh, you said it was going to be in May." Like, I mean, it's
right here. Like, I just want to say that this is why my investment is with this company. This is why right here. They have not just spoken this, but they have proved it. So many times in the beginning, I always talk about it. All the crypto people were like, "Oh, the token's not doing this. They're not even focusing on the token. They're not this. They're not that." And it was just stuff like they were just looking for quick results, not actually thinking about the future of the business and the results that was going to come down the line. And I saw how the teams just ignored them and kept doing what they knew would be best for the token in the long run. Not a pump and dump type of thing. They knew what would be best for the token in the long run, and they stuck to it regardless of what everyone was saying at the time. So I definitely appreciate that about the team, the way that they take that approach towards things. So them not rushing, them handling issues legally and things like that. I love that aspect of them, because they are moving like a company that wants to have longevity in this space, and not some company that's just coming out here trying to make a quick buck. So definitely the utmost respect for me.
I absolutely appreciate that everyone is waiting for it, but it's, we have to be very, very careful and very methodical when we're doing a big rollout like this. So by the end of September, we should have all of the content migrated, give or take, I don't know, 5 to 7 days or whatever. And then at that point, we would have released a lot of communication to the audience about how they go through their token swap. We'll communicate things like, for example, if you have your Omi in your VeVe Omi wallet, those tokens will automatically be swapped. So we'll be releasing information on how people can, the different steps that they can go through. You might want to do it through the token swap site on your own time, or you might want it to be handled by VeVe, or maybe you get the swap done via the exchange. So we'll be covering all of those kind of steps on what to do. And I hope that article will be out by the end of this week coming. So as I mentioned, I've got a chat with Reese. We'll get all the details nailed down. Now, the only caveat, which is anything with development, that there are always snags. Like, I'm sure that when we come to, say minting the NFTs, there might be some issue, and then we need to go and work with Immutable support. And then that might be 48 hours, just, back and forth to get that sort of, and then we go through the process again. And in addition to that, we've got like multiple development environments within the company. One of them's public, which is the production environment, which you guys use. And then we've got our other environments, and we're pushing all of the contracts through each of these environments, all the QA, everything each time. Yeah, again, just to make sure that everything goes very, very smoothly. So poor Lucas doesn't end up with 5,000 support tickets the following day.
Awesome. And then with that, I assume that the gas fees with Ethereum and all that will be covered with the Immutable, and then we won't have to do much on that initially, I assume.
I believe on the token swap site, there will be fees involved. So I do need to confirm that, and that's what we'll put in the article. But that's why we're also having these other options of, you know, if it's already in your Omi, your VeVe Omi wallet, or on an exchange, then that swap should happen automatically. But the token swap site, I'm pretty sure it goes from layer 1 to layer 2, but I do need to confirm that.
Okay, thank you. And then,
so this is something that should be addressed, and it's something that I've been getting a lot. People were concerned about that initial swap over, and if it was going to have those Ethereum fees and stuff for that initial swap. So that would be a downside to doing it that way. But what's great is he did say that there's an alternative of just putting it back on the exchange or putting it into your VeVe wallet. So that the fact that there's going to be different alternatives, it allows people to make the decisions of what makes the most sense for them. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to make a video once we have all the details and stuff, and say what I feel would be best. For those of you who are are kind of new, or you want to like try to be the most cost efficient and things like that, I'm definitely looking for the cheapest way to do it myself. But yeah, let's continue listening. Let's see what else they got here.
then the money transfer license, I know that takes a while, I guess. I think the last time frame you said it was about 2 months or so. Do you have an update just on that and how it's going to work, gem to fiat and such stuff like that?
Yep, absolutely. So we're down to literally the last piece of technical integration now, which is the integration with the bank over here in New Zealand. We've had all of the regulatory sign-off now, so we're all compliant, all above board. So I think on the last AMA, yeah, I said we had the regulation and the...
I want to point this out because I want this to be something that spreads around the community. They just said that they're all above board, that like the regulatory side is figured out. This is important because this is not something that you hear constantly coming out of a company's mouth, especially in the crypto space. It's never about regulations and stuff like that. Most projects is just out here stealing from Pokemon, and not most projects. Y'all get what I'm saying, man. But there's always focused on regulations and things like that, which lets you know their intentions is to be doing this for a long time. They're building a stable company to last and last for a long time, basically to pass the test of time. And this is way more than a lot of companies on the blockchain is currently doing. So I think that they deserve praise for that, and to always be including that. Anytime you hear any of them talk, it's always about regulation, laws, and things like that. Like that's stuff that would get kind of annoying for me to constantly keep looking up, but they will not make a move without it because they know how important that is for all of us. So yeah, it's just important to praise the fact that we have a team that cares that much about their product, and this is more evidence that they're planning to be around a long time. So yeah.
And the banking, and now we're just down to the banking side. So hoping that's going to happen, you know, within a matter of weeks. But you know, banking institutions, more compliance. Yeah, and again, you know, the world is very different now. I mean, when I was traveling around in any country, I could walk into a bank and I could open an account, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. And then as you know, the years started progressing on, you know, they would start demanding things like proof of address and all that kind of stuff. But we live in a world now of very strict AML and KYC laws. And as a business, you know, we have to be, you know, very squeaky clean, above board. If anybody was found to have done money laundering or whatever, you know, we have to show on our side that we've taken every single step to make sure that we tried to prevent that. Yeah, you know, I know a lot of people probably think that we're just like out there playing with our collectibles and AR all day. but we're actually, there's a lot of work behind the scenes. And then in addition to that, there's about 10 massive projects on the go, from the VeVeverse, Immutable, MTL, all of these things are very big projects in their own right. So yeah, I know I'm always late on my time frame. So my recommendation is, if I do get to the time frame, probably add 20% to it. Yeah. But it is all coming along very, very well.
I think so too. Yeah. And then also I had a question just about the Omi token. You talked about it getting more regulation and the utility, and how is I guess the Omi token going to be a critical part in the VeVe I guess process, and just the verse in general, how to utilize the token.
Yeah, absolutely. So by the end of this week coming, I should be dropping the Omi utility article and the master collector article. And they both kind of go hand in hand, because there's features, like for example, if you want to go down the Omi track, then there's advantages that you can have from staking Omi or being able to use Omi within the platform. And then there's the master collector track as well. And the reason they're two different programs, I mean, originally I was going to combine them into one, but I really realized, as building out the master collector program, that whole program is there to reward collectors. If you're someone who's like, got 500 collectibles, not looking at you, Claire, or I know it's more.
My husband doesn't know all of them. There's more reasons why people have multiple accounts that they have to give their kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one I show and there's one I hide.
Yes, your secret one. And so I sort of realized, building out the master collector program, that you need to move up. And the issue with building Omi staking into that, where, say for example, I could stake X number of Omi and just jump to master collector level 10.
Wow.
That kind of circumvented the this organic path that you as a collector, because it wouldn't really make sense that if you were a level 10 collector, but you really aren't, because all you did was just really pay for it. So so that's why I've split it out into really two separate programs, both which offer great utility. So number one, you can be a master collector no matter who you are. And then on the other side, you could also choose to participate in the Omi utility program, where you can get added extra advantages by being involved in that.
This is actually insane. Now I'm curious as to what type of benefits is going to come with each, because this, from what he's saying, sounds to me like double the benefits. Honestly, it sounds like double the benefits, double the utility, and double, like, hopefully double the price that we gonna get out of this. So yeah, this sounds like this could be an absolutely insane thing. The fact that they're separating the two, and then they're gonna add equal, I'm assuming equal benefits to both sides. So there's now, you go from people being in part of one program to now people can be a part of one or the other, or that people can be a part of both. And now we just get tons of benefits. Like, I think that this is going to be huge for the community, because it's going to get people involved on multiple different ends. Because also, I feel like regular people now are going to have more, like regular collectors might see some of the benefits of like the Omi staking and things like that. And this is when they might get into that side too, because it's some dope benefits on that side as well. So this sounds like it's going to be amazing, to be completely honest. Like, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Definitely want to hear what people think.
And of course, the whole idea about with Omi is we want to make sure that the token has a utility in the app, that it's getting burned, that people are staking it, it's coming out of circulating supply. So a lot of the features we have, and I really wish I could tell you guys, but I need to wait till the article comes out. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there.
I can't.
I know. I saw your question.
It's okay, you can tell us.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure I can.
We won't tell anybody, I promise.
No one is going to say nothing. So Dan, I have a question. You just said about the master collector, but inside of the master collector, there is going to be maybe like levels, ranks, like.
Correct.
So that's how it's going to happen.
Yep. I can actually tell you a little bit more about the Master Collector, actually. So there's two parts. Okay, so you, as a user, as a collector, you can level, right? And you gain leveling points by owning collectibles, by completing sets, by owning SRs or ultra rares, and also, as I mentioned, through in-app activity. So every day you come in, you can earn up to a maximum amount of points by liking, commenting, just generally being part of the community. And every day you get additional points. So if you have one collectible, or let's say you have 10 collectibles and one set and one secret rare, you'll get X number of points a day for owning that.
A day.
And then you can basically just accrue those points.
That's actually insane. That's insane. So I was thinking this whole time that, okay, you own some stuff, you get a set amount of points because you own this stuff, and that's just it. But as long as you own these things, you continue to get points for them. So if every single day you have certain things and it constantly gets you points, that honestly creates an incentive to continue holding and not flip. So flippers aren't going to get the same benefits as people who are actually collectors, and I think that that's really dope. I think that that's crazy, because a lot of people do get on the platform just to flip and stuff like that, and obviously the flippers are going to be rewarded with the money. So it's like they're going to be flipping, making that bread. So yeah, it 100% makes sense to me to have something that just like collectors can benefit from primarily. So I mean, yeah, that's insane.
And then and the leveling is actually almost infinite. So you can just keep going up and up. So there'll be people out there like, I don't know, Ray Fixie, he might come in at like, level, who knows? He might be like level 150 or whatever. So that's the leveling side of VeVe, where you can have that little badge next to your name where it says, I'm Master Collector level number 50. And you don't become a master collector until you reach the upper echelon. I think it's like the top 3 or 4% or something. And then in conjunction with that, we have a ranking system. And this ranking system has, I believe, 10 different levels. And it's actually the ranking system that will give you the status of Master Collector, or Master, or Diamond 1 or Diamond 2. And the really interesting thing about the ranking side is that while you can be a level 100, your rank where you are goes up and down based on what all the other collectors around you are doing. So if you're at a Master Collector level, but there's someone in the level below that who is starting to, accrue more collectibles, get more points, get more experience, they might move up into the Master Collector rank, and then you might get dropped down. So it's more like a global ranking, because we decided in the end, it provides a much better community experience, because if you can just level, then you can just go from here to 1 million, and it doesn't really matter. Like if I'm a level 10 and you're a level 9,000, there was no real interplay between those two.
So now people are going to be fighting to you can't just get to a spot and just be comfortable. You have to keep taking part. You have to keep collecting and things like that. That causes that incentive. And like, if you come from a gaming perspective, like I used to play the text-based games. I know how addicting they are. I used to make the text-based games. So I understand like the leveling and the ranking and stuff like that. But the thing is, in those games, you didn't have to maintain your rank. You just hit it and you're good. But now you have to, like, especially if you're at the bottom where you can drop down and keep dropping down, and people can keep going so hard that it keeps dropping you down. Now you have to stay sharp. You have to stay active. You can't, this is insane. I feel like and that's going to honestly be huge. That's going to be absolutely huge, because it does incentivize more activity on the VeVe app, and it increases the retention, which is obviously good for all of us. So yeah, this is an amazing idea. Like I'm blown away by this information.
But now you can always have your level badge. It's like, okay, cool. I'm not a Master Collector. I'm a Diamond level 1, but hey, I'm Master Collector level 1000. But it just gives people the opportunity to, be able to climb that ranking table if they want to. And it's quite important, I believe, in the collectible space, like, you know, we have with the seasons, you know, brainwave idea from Dave, which is that, you know, with collectors, if you kind of miss out or you come in too late, you sort of feel a bit like, oh, you know, I can never get there. Or if you think like, oh, cool, you know, I want to get there all of season 1, and then you go and look at Donnie and you're like, okay, cool, I'm out because you know, Donnie's just gone crazy through the roof. But then if you know that season 2 is starting, you know, in 2 weeks' time, or season 3 is starting in 2 weeks' time, it's like, you know, boom, I've got an opportunity to clear out season 3, or become a season 3 collector. So those kind of thoughts and methodology, came into the master collector, both with the leveling and with the ranking side of things as well. Just so there was really, we managed to maintain that that real community sort of aspect with some sort of leaderboard. So don't worry, anyone out there who's listening, if you've got a lot of collectibles, you'll be right up there. But you just need to be aware that there might be people who could come and claim that throne one day.
So this is absolutely amazing. This was a lot of great information in this one. And honestly, I think that, like, if you're a master collector or whatever, like whatever rank you are for each season, I think you should get a badge displaying that, okay, you should be able to look back in your history. Oh, season 1, he got this badge, so he was a master collector in season 1. Season 2, this. Season 3, like, and just so on. So there's like a history of where you were. Like, I don't think it should just be one level where it keeps going up and down and things like that. And it should show your history. That way, everybody, by the end of the season, when it's going to track and give you your status for the end of that season, everyone can try to do their best to get up there. And we can honestly see an explosion in the price of some of these collectibles and stuff, because everyone's trying to get the highest rank possible for their collectibles. I feel like they should like track it somehow, like save that, give us a little badge on the profiles or something, so people know that, okay, this guy has been, he's been master collector number 1, like whoever that guy is just going to be super famous in the community. Obviously, the guy who's freaking master collector level 1 every single season, where he's at the completely top, well, yeah, not level 1, like level, whatever the top level is, like that guy who's at the top every single season is just going to be, it's just going to be ridiculous. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Joe. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Insane amount of information here. I absolutely loved everything that I heard here. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you all on the next one. Peace out, Joe.